Good morning to everyone. My name is Riccardo Rubei and I am a PhD student of the University of L'Aquila. I'm going to present you our tool named PostFinder, mining Stack Overflow post to support software developers. I'm going to start by introducing you the problem of recommending to developers helpful artifacts. Then a brief introduction of what is a recommender system. I will show you the motivating example to better explain the purpose of our system. Then, I introduced PostFinder by explaining its architecture, the evaluation strategy employed, and eventually the results obtained. Finally, we'll have the conclusion. In the last year, the technology adopted in the software development has increased incredibly. Now we have many technology that can help us in many ways, but on the other hand, needs time to be mastered. It is common to rely on third-party software or libraries to achieve good results, but it is also common to don't have a clear idea on how this external technology works. The common solution will be to Google and to find some clues about our problem. Most of them will come from famous community of question and answer website, like for example Stack Overflow or GitHub. Or we may try to find the official documentation if it's available. Our proposal is a tool that automatically analyzes the developer's code in order to provide a meaningful post that can help him. A recommender system is something that we use every day. Everyone knows what is. By definition, is a tool able to suggest us a set of artifacts which can be useful. One of the most example is Netflix. If we like a sci-fi movie, the system can suggest another sci-fi movie which can be related to the one that we have seen before. It may share the same actors, the director, the plot, and so on. The important is that they share some common elements. The goal is to give to the user some item that he may like. Of course, this concept can be adopted in every aspect of our life. Now we are focusing on software development. So a developer may like to receive a hint for different things, like for example, he wants to discover new libraries. He needs a piece of code or a textual documentation to go on because it's stuck in his job. So in this slide we can see a sample of what I said. In the left image, we can see a piece of code that is related to the library Camel. If the developer is the first time maybe he works with this library, or he simply just don't remember how this library works, he may try to find some information on Google, and probably the first result will be a post from Stack Overflow. In this image, we see exactly a post from Stack Overflow. We know that the information inside the post of Stack Overflow are incomplete, the code is probably not compilable, and so on. But what is important is that the developer that is reading this post can get inspiration. Maybe he can just select, copy and paste a small part of the code, and so on. So the important is not to give exactly the code directly ready to be used, but to give him inspiration. Our idea is to support this operation by analyzing the code under development and automatically providing him the most related post available. This is the image of how is made our architecture. It's divided into two parts. The first part, the upper one, is the phase, let's say, of the creation of our DB, the indexes part, let's say. From the official dump, we analyze every post related to Java, because for now we give only support to this language, and by extracting information related to this to the post or the textual part, for example, the question and answer, plus every useful information contained in the code, like the import declaration, the method declaration, and so on, we're able to fill the indexes inside the Lucene to create this database of indexed document that can be used later. And the runtime part, that is, let's say, the lower part, the system is able to analyze automatically the code that the developer is working on, and we extract only the information related to the code to create the query that will be sent to Lucene to get the top related post. We use the concept of Lucene boosting mechanism. It's a concept used by Lucene to give more importance to specific index rather than another one. This image shows how the system works. In particular, in the blue part, we can see that the developer is working on a specific code. He just needs to push the button on cross-miner and then API documentation and question answer post, and in the lower part he will see all these links that are linked to a post of Stack Overflow retrieved by our mechanism. It is important to remark that the developer is completely unaware of what is going on, in the sense that there is no need of his participation. It just needs to select the code and ask for help. To be noticed also that our tool is already integrated in the Eclipse environment, as we can see in this image. The evaluation. We conducted our evaluation from 2 points of view, let's say. On one end, we analyze which configuration gave the best results in terms of relevance. By configuration, we mean how to tune elements like boosting, TF-EDF, or BM25, the usage of strategies like wrapping or import augmentation. As I said before, posts coming from Stack Overflow are not compilable. The code is not compilable. So the idea was, for example, to wrap this code inside a fake class to let the system to compile this code and to parse it in order to get more information. Then we focused on the capability of PostFinder to find the relevant posts. We conducted a user evaluation with 12 participants. We've evaluated our tool against a very similar one called Fakoi. We gave to the participants some sample context with different possible recommended posts belonging to PostFinder and Fakoi, asking them to give a score ranging from 1 to 4. That is, they looked at a specific context, and by analyzing the various recommended posts, they gave a score. 4 is for a very related post to the code developed. 1 is completely far, let's say, code. In this slide, we can have a look to the result that we got. On the left image, we can see the precision of PostFinder compared with Fakoi. By precision, we mean the percentage of how many posts got a score greater than 3. We can see that the result in most of the cases we achieved the best results. That is, we achieved a good number of very relevant posts. On the right image, instead, we can see the success rate, that is, the percentage of how many queries got at least one relevant post, that is, a post that got 3 or 4. For the conclusion, I presented you PostFinder, a tool for recommending relevant Stack Overflow posts related to the code under development. As I said, we conducted 2 studies, one to better understand which configuration was better, and the other one to prove the capability of PostFinder to provide a relevant post in order to help developers. An implementation is available and integrated in Eclipse. And finally, we are planning to augment the tool by comparing it with other similar tools, and then by work on this Lucene boosting mechanism. This concludes my presentation, so thank you for your attention.